Hi, so this video is slightly different, but I was doing some turn-based arena auto matching, which is kind of my jam because I can actually play some games while there are kids around. And I auto matched against JDansp, who is a name that I recognize. He's won a couple of arena seasons. His face is on a promo card, so I imagine he's pretty good at the game. So I told him in the chat it would be an honor to lose to him. And, I tried to play really good this game and see if I could at least make it close. And, I did end up losing the game. But I think that I was very close to a place where I had a real shot. And basically, I was 3 VP short of ending it. And if I could have ended it, I definitely had a shot to win. I think it was a real chance I could have won if I could have ended it, if I could have found 3 VP at some point. So that the game would have been over then. But I didn't, and so I definitely want to review this. I definitely want to try and see what I could have done better, because this is still relatively fresh. And I know there were a lot of decisions that I questioned. So I'm going to make this video. I'm going to go through my commentary, go through decisions that I question. I'm not going to do the calculation on the video, but I'm definitely interested to see what kind of feedback there is. So we've got 2 final scoring cards. We're playing Hollywood Hills. I feel like this is like the only map I ever play anymore when they're selected randomly. I don't think I'm fantastic at this map. But anyway, Sponsor Zoo with Hollywood Hills is pretty good, and Aquatic Park is trash. So I really do want to find lots of sponsors and play lots of sponsors this game. Conservation projects, there's Primates 2 and 5, yuck. There's Herbivores 4 and 5, probably yuck. And there's Species Diversity for early, which is kind of neato, but it's about all you got. So this is probably where we're aiming for a conservation project early, and it's not likely to happen on the second break unless you find a bunch of really cheap stuff. So I'm kind of just looking for good things to do early. Petting Zoo is good for species diversity, so I'm pretty sure I kept this. There's the Predator with the sponsorship lines, and this is a fine early game animal, so I'm pretty sure I kept both of these. And this is cheap, and it's another species. I believe I was back and forth between this bird and this devil. The bird actually is pretty good because I really want to start up here with the sea lion, and if I can just be up here without any rock requirements for a minute, I kind of like that. But this thing's so freaking expensive, and it's not that much more appeal. Like, I'm still kind of looking to, either do 2 unis, 2 partner zoos. I mean, this is Australia, so it's probably Australia partner zoo and another partner zoo early. Upgrade build and then start doing the kiosk thing. So I don't think I saw the value in this, and I kept the devil instead, just kind of committing to this line where I do a 3 here, a petting zoo to get down here, and then a 1 size next to the rock. So that's what I did. I kept those 4. We get this with this row, which is not super inspiring. You can just take the 2 research icon uni and do this early. You can definitely do that. I don't think I went for it. I don't know, maybe I should. What I kind of wanted to do was keep the first break short. Because I just kind of wanted to play this animal, maybe get this sponsor down, and then have the break happen. That was sort of where my head was at. So let's just go forward a few turns. I build the size 3 up top. I get some monies. He's doing some stuff. He takes a uni. Going 2 unis over 2 partner zoos early, if you're going to do 2 of the same, is it's definitely a good line. But I just had a whole bunch of Australia I was staring at, so I really liked going for Australia. And so that's what I did. I took the Australia partner zoo, and he does some building. He builds a size 3, and he grabs one from the deck, which I think is kind of weird. I really don't like covering these card spots unless you're grabbing something from the row. It just kind of feels bad to draw from the deck with those, especially early on. So yeah, so this is something that I did with my action order. I did sponsors here for 5, and I kind of wonder if I should have done that a little bit earlier. Because, you know, I do have options to go long. I can play the sea lion, build the petting zoo, and play the alpaca with the money that I have. But, you know, this sponsor is really good to play, and I wanted to get that played and have the sponsor strength up at 3. And I think if I had switched the order of this a little bit more, I could have had the sponsor strength to do it a turn earlier. So instead of associate then sponsors, it would have been sponsors then associate. Now it lets him in earlier on that I'm doing sponsors for 5 coffees, and I'm happy to let this sit up here and fart around for as long as I feel like, because I don't really need it. I was hoping to do this to trigger the break. I was kind of hoping I would get him to actually take his card's action, so then I could sponsors for 5, and then he didn't, and I lost my patience. And I don't know. I think I probably should have just done that a turn earlier. That's what I'm thinking. So he takes the cards anyway, and he grabs the native farm animals, which has an herbivore tag, and this is an herbivore. I don't respect this card. He ended up making it pretty good this game, and around the time he played it, it would have been really good for me. So I think maybe I need to respect that card a little bit more. But I didn't, and I think it's fine. I don't think I was going to be playing it for a while, and I also wasn't convinced that I was going to have the hand space to keep it, because I definitely wanted these, and if the break got triggered early because of what I've done, you know, I have to give something up. So I was a little worried about that, but so yeah, I play the Sea Lion. I get a bunch of tickets. We're happy about life. That kind of forces him to play an animal. He plays an animal that is slightly better than mine. He gets the same number of tickets for, I don't know, roughly the same price, but he also gets to build a thing. He builds a pavilion instead of a kiosk, which is fine because I think it still gives him an extra income, right? Yeah, he still gets an extra income, which a kiosk would have done, and he's going to upgrade build and do some other stuff. So yeah, it's kind of the same. And so now I have the option of triggering the break, but I'm like, you know, I kind of like these cards, and there's nothing really inspiring that I want to snap here because I had already gotten off of this research thing. So I'm like, let's try and play another one of these cards before I trigger the break with this. And yeah, it gives him some time to play a sponsor, and I think I was okay with that at the time. And I think this is fine. I think this is a fine play. And you know, he sees this, and I guess he either doesn't have a sponsor to play or realizes that this is something that he needs to do, and just goes ahead and triggers the break. And you know, I'm fine with that. I didn't end up taking cards the first break, and that was fine because the roads just seemed so bad, and I didn't feel like digging in order to find something that maybe I'd have to make a tougher decision. Anyway, horse is quite good for me. I can snap it whenever I want, and I don't think I snap it right away, but you know, I give myself some time. Oh yeah, he denies me the ability to play my lion sponsor before the break. So that whole sequencing thing definitely mattered. I built this petting zoo before the break that didn't matter, and I could have had $3 more. Oh, yeah, no more comments. Nice. Okay. So now I play the lions. So yeah, I mean, that's something that didn't work out for me, and I don't think that I necessarily did things in the right order there. I'm not sure if I really had the ability to. I don't know. With what I knew at the time, it's unclear to me if it was the right play to do it this way. But this is something that didn't work out for me, so I'm curious to see what thoughts are there. He takes a second uni. Yeah. Also, if you go 2 unis, you're a lot closer to upgrading another card, which is neato. I didn't feel like it super hurt me, but I don't know. Upgrading cards is great. So yeah, I snapped this horse. I've got 2 petting zoo animals I can play here. I'm pretty happy about that. And I definitely needed to do it this action because he could snap it here. And I know especially like higher rated players are a lot more aggressive about taking cards from the row. I have to think that it's a good thing and something I need to do more of. So I wanted to make sure I got that horse because the horse is super great because the rep from the horse and this plus the 2 reputation uni gets me the card upgrade. And I mean, the reputation is just really nice for the early game. So wanted to make sure I got that. Yeah, he does an upgraded build and builds a bunch of stuff. He starts drawing some sponsors. He gets Water Playground, which is freaking fantastic. Like, that's a really good card early. He gets Okapi Stable, which is another herbivore tag. He doesn't end up playing it, but I was a little gel that he did that. And then he covers the rep spot. So I get another partner zoo here. I get Asia because I'm looking at this, thinking this is a possibility. I think it's reasonable. I don't think, I mean, there's a bunch of Asia in the row. There's even this Peafowl. So I think that's what I'm going to take, although it's kind of a shot in the dark. Yeah, and I upgrade build because, I mean, that's just, yeah, got to do that. He plays the Water Playground. It's very good for him. I play my petting zoo animals. He X's his animals, which he just built a bunch of stuff and he X'd his animals when he had some money. That's very weird to me. He must have, I mean, he's got 6 cards in hand and I know one of them's a sponsor, but like, that's very weird to me. I would really want to be playing an animal. And, you know, he played the Water Playground, which gives him about as much appeal as an animal that costs 10 tickets, or $10 can give you, but still, I don't know, I found this play very weird. He must have had a bad hand at this point. Nothing that he could really play. So yeah, I'm building stuff. I decide to draw from the deck here because I really wanted a kiosk here that was going to make 3 income. I could only really build $6 worth of stuff here, and I wanted to make sure I got a size 1 in, so I decided to do Kiosk Pavilion up here just to maximize the amount of income I had. If I had $3 more here, imagine what I could be doing. I could be covering this spot now. Yeah. It's probably, I don't really know what I'd be doing with it. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'd do, but I would probably spend it on this build, and I would probably cover this spot with it, or maybe even cover the sponsor spot. Sponsor would be a good option to have, at least knowing what could be coming up. I could have taken this Water Dragon, but then the Komodo Dragon might have wheeled, and I kind of already had this, which I felt was similar anyway. But you know, I was also kind of looking for more stuff. I mean, this is an herbivore. I end up discarding it, but it's not that bad here. I just think I had other things that were a lot better. So, yeah, but he does more building, and I think, yeah, it's this point where he covers the last of his sponsor spots. So he really wanted to get that cost reduction, and he draws a stinker here with that primate sponsor. But yeah, he's got the cost reduction online, and you know, he's still pretty broke. He has a ton of cards in hand. A lot of them I think might be bad because he X'd his animals. I also kind of thought like maybe he's angling to do like an Okapi stable play, but I thought that, you know, he could probably Tetris this in such a way that the stable covers up the reduction spot. But I don't know. I don't know. I can't see his hand from here, so I can only speculate. I sponsor for 5 coffees. I kind of want a quick break again, and I just don't have any sponsors to play. You know, what if I had been able to cover that? I could have a sponsor to play. But for having sponsored Zoo as my conservation project or my final scoring card, like I would really like to be not sponsoring for 5 coffees 2 times in the first 2 breaks. So yeah, he plays small animal, dude. That's fantastic. I'm jealous of your life. I play this devil, and now I'm set up to cards and then take species diversity and have 2 workers next break. So I'm pretty happy with that. He triggers the break. Yeah, I definitely could have triggered the break before playing the devil. It takes an X token, but I figured like he already had more cards. Like he's basically wasting this action. Maybe he's not because he's got a lot of bad cards. He's fine discarding. But like he ends this with he has to discard 5 cards. Like this card's action really isn't that sexy. It's basically passing it for an X to trigger the break. And I figured I was fine letting him have that. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have been. He discards down. I'm feeling pretty good at this point. I feel like I have I'm definitely not out of this game, and I have a pretty good shot at winning it. Now, so here's something that I do. I draw from the deck here because I am low on cards. I did consider snapping this Peafowl. Like, this is a fantastic card. It's something I can play this break. I can put it right here. I can posturing, and I can get some more income. And maybe I should have done that. I was really hoping to find some sponsors, and I do draw some really, really good stuff here. I remember thinking for a long time on which one of these I wanted to discard. I ended up with the Dugong, but I think keeping the Dugong is not crazy here. It's an herbivore tag. I've already have the Australia Zoo. I'm going to be upgrading animals pretty shortly anyway, especially because I drew this eagle, and I'm going to want to upgrade animals this game, so that's not going to be a problem. I really wanted to keep Harambe. This is just so good because it's just so easy to play it basically for free on this map, and I want to do that for Sponsors Zoo. So I wrestled a lot with discarding this thing. I'm actually really not far from playing it. There's a research icon in the row, and I can just take 2 research uni first, which is I think what ends up happening. But there were some other lines that came across that I considered as well to get to 3 research icons to play this thing, and definitely keeping the monkey. I really want monkeys 2 this game because monkeys 5 is so unlikely to happen, and denying that to him is also significant. But I do remember he eventually plays this Peafowl, and it is fantastic for him, and I felt like maybe I should have denied it. I don't know. I think this is an above average draw from these 3 cards. So it's hard for me to say like if this worked out or if it didn't work out, but I remember struggling with the decision, like do I snap the Peafowl? And then here I struggled with what I discarded here. And I don't know, the Dugong, I think in general, digging is overpriced. But also like this is just a pretty good animal for me at this point in the game. If I take the $5 income from this, it's an animal I can play this break. Which is good. It's just really good. Gives me another conservation, which is helps me get to these really, really good rewards. But I discarded it, and this is what I went with. I kept Harambe. I have a soft spot in my heart for Harambe. You did nothing wrong. I miss you, Harambe. Anyway, he associates. He spends 5 for a partner zoo. Sad panda. I grab species diversity. And what did I upgrade here? I think I upgraded sponsors because I wanted to try and play this from the row, which is fine, especially because if it doesn't end up happening, I just get a buttload of money, and I like money. It's really good. Some people say you don't want to upgrade sponsors on this map, and he doesn't upgrade at this game, and he wins the game. And I know he said in one of his videos that he doesn't really like upgrading sponsors on this map. I think it's a little weird. I think this is, I don't fully understand that. And especially because I had sponsored Zoo. I really just want to play a high quantity of sponsors, so I want to be playing multiple sponsors with my sponsors action. So it's actually possible to do on this map without spending like every X token ever. So yeah, anyway, he builds some stuff, and I do see he builds a size 3 at this point, and I'm like hating my life, wishing I had snapped this stupid thing, but I don't know. I figured he's gonna have more rep than me for a while. He's probably just gonna get that stupid P-foul, and he also upgraded his cards kind of early, and I let him have that. Yeah, so this is really interesting, and this is something that I considered, like, at this point I know I'm upgrading animals, and it's either going to be association or cards that doesn't get upgraded this game. And I struggled with that, and that's a decision I made this game that I'm not entirely sure was good. Now granted, if I don't upgrade association, I'm probably not really going to get past this part of reputation. And I felt like, getting a lot of partner zoos and getting all my workers was fine to do here. And also getting some of the donates, like especially because, these things are so good. Like, I don't know. It's tough for me to say, but this is the point where I'm considering lines about spokesperson. Because I think I build a 3 and a 2 because I think I'm playing towards this guy. And I draw this, which is also great. And this is something I can play now, which matters. But, I wanted to take a uni with this other worker this break. And it was one of these with the research icons because I want to get up to Harambe. If I take 2 research icons in just this and I don't play the spokesperson, or I play one of these and not the other, then I definitely have the potential to do a thing where I like get a uni and then play the 3rd research icon and Harambe with the same sponsors action. Now that's a lot easier to do once the cost is reduced, but the uni I take next is going to determine what I do there. Playing this from the row is going to be hard. I don't think he's necessarily going to go for it because he just covered up this border spot and he had already covered up this one. So Archaeologist really isn't fantastic for him. I'm not really worried about him taking it from me. And, it's decent for me. I still have 3 border spots left, and getting extra X token is just a fine use of the card. But also, I really wanted that research icon. So I was thinking about, like, well, if I take 2 rep, I have the rep to play this from the row, and then I have 2 research icons, and then I can do this thing next time. But also, I mean, we can go a little bit further in this break to show you the exact situation I was thinking of. Oh yeah, by the way, native farm animals. Look at this. He gets 6 tickets from this. That's so many tickets. And he was playing towards it, but like, look at my map. I wasn't playing towards it, and I could get 1, 2, 3, 4. Imagine if I was playing towards it. I would probably get like 5, maybe 6 tickets and that herbivore tag. Native farm animals. He also gets a conservation from it at the end of the game, and I think I probably would have as well. That's a lot better than that card normally does in my mind, so should have thought about it. In any case, I wrestle with doing 5 coffees here, but I want to make sure I get value out of my worker, and expert in Preds is fine. Some cards. I think he draws most. Oh yeah, he takes the P-foul. It's gone. And then he takes a bunch from the deck. Guinea pig, we like that. I play this monkey, and yeah, this is the situation. I kind of want to snap one of these 2 and play it before the break. Guinea pig is 9 tickets. It's 3 income, and the snake isn't necessarily good to play right before the break. I would rather venom him early on, which I think happens next break. So I'm leaning towards the pig here, but I have to sunbathe something in order to have the money to do it this break. And I make the decision I don't want to go with spokesperson. I want to take 2 research icons, aim for archaeologist, playing it next break along with the cost reduction. I like this line. I think it was pretty good, but I was definitely thinking about this for a while, thinking about other directions I could go, and if thinking about maybe if I was prioritizing too heavily, wanting to play this thing before the break. I think I like what I did here, but I think this was a crunchy decision. I sell the spokesperson, and at this point also I'm sort of committing to myself, okay, I'm not going to upgrade cards this game. Because there's definitely a line where I keep that spokesperson, let the pig go until, let both of these animals go till the next break, decide not to upgrade association, and just get a ton of rep. Right? I can definitely do that because I got research icons coming in. Definitely could have done that. And man, I think that it's hard to know what's better because I think a lot changes. But I don't know how much rep could I really get. Even without spokesperson, I ran into this wall pretty hard. So and a lot of that has to do with the fact that I was taking some of these association actions. So like the comparison isn't easy to make, and I'm not going to calculate it on this video, but that's a choice, and I wonder if that was a good choice. He plays the P-Foul. It's incredible for him. Like I thought I was doing really well until I played this P-Foul, and I'm like, oh, okay, we're neck and neck again. And maybe I shouldn't have thought that way, but like, I mean, look at this. He's got these amazing income things set up, and he's got a ton of appeal. So like, even though he's kind of behind me on appeal and on conservation and association stuff, like, it doesn't look like it matters, does it? And then he also plays this Snowy Owl, which he couldn't have played if it weren't for the P-Foul. And he gets a bunch more rep, and like, birds are great. So I had no way of knowing he had the Snowy Owl, but look how perfect this was for him. And I could have denied that by going for the P-Foul. So like, I mean, I drew the freaking bald eagle. Maybe he would have drawn it. That's not a fair comparison to make, but made me really question if I should have hated that P-Foul. Or not just hated it, just played it for myself. It would have been fantastic for me. So I take the 2 research icon university, aim to play archaeologist because I feel like the break is coming. He has like no workers and no money left. So, I mean, all he can do is play sponsor cards and wallow in self-pity until the break. And then he goes and plays a sponsor, or no, he triggers a break. Never mind, LOL. So yeah, I liked the decision I ended up making there, given that I discarded spokesperson. So yeah, this game feels pretty neck and neck now. I think I snapped the guinea pig here, right? Yeah. This is definitely a play I made because I felt like I needed to be aggressive about cards in the row. The guinea pig's very good for me. I was sort of planning to snap it for a while. And also I do plan to draw another card here soon. But I don't know, maybe I could have done better here. I was hoping to like angle to play this from the row with an upgraded animals action, which I think I end up doing. He associates. He takes 2 rep, which is weird, but it makes sense because he has a raccoon. And he needed the rep to get another worker, so like it's fine. The strength, wasting the strength feels bad, but it doesn't matter because he boosts it, and then this is how he gets another worker, so it makes a lot of sense. I draw native seabirds with 27 tickets. Feels bad, man. A playable sponsor here would have been really, really nice. Something that I could potentially play alongside this thing. I mean, I don't have any X tokens, so maybe that's asking a lot. But, or wait, no, I was going to play Harambe. Never mind. I just, maybe something that I could possibly play here would have been good, because I just want to play a large quantity of sponsors. I think that's what I want to whine about. Also, I do place a kiosk in a pavilion here, and looking back at it, I kind of wonder if that was like not great, because aviary could have gone here. I know I have a bald eagle, and I was just thinking, I could build an enclosure for the bald eagle, and that's probably about the same, and it probably won't end up mattering. And I don't think this ends up biting me too hard, but for a very specific weird reason. But I don't know, like this kiosk, this could have gone somewhere else, right? I could have put it up here and it would have been like better in a lot of ways. And still left this spot for the aviary. So I don't know. I question this. Maybe I shouldn't have built these here. Maybe I should have built these somewhere else. I could have built it here. I just kind of put it here because I thought it might be good here. But this just, looking back on it, doesn't seem like a very good place for a kiosk. So he plays this raccoon. I get $3. Look at me. I'm so happy about that. And then he boosts his association up and gets to do things. And also, it puts him at species diversity 4, which is super great for him. Almost like he's good at this game and plans his stuff out. So yeah, I play Archaeologist, and then I play Harambe, and I feel good about my life. And he makes a play that seems very aggressive to me here. For his first conservation project, I mean, he has 2 workers, so I don't mind not taking this. But instead of taking income, which money is so good, instead of taking any of this other stuff, he snaps a card to hate medical breakthrough from the row, even though he could snap it himself if he really cared that much. He's been having a lot of cards all game. Like this is very aggressive. And it's probably a good play. That would have been really good for me if I could have it. But I don't know if I would have done that. Oh yeah, and then the row trolls me with more petting zoo animals. That's fun. Makes me question if I should have snapped this, but I don't know. I don't think I have regrets. I take another uni, I upgrade a bunch more stuff, I upgrade animals, obviously, and this is where I commit to, well, I don't know. I actually upgrade association here. I sort of committed to it when I discarded spokesperson, but I don't know. There's a partner zoo here. There's a university here. I mean, getting here and not being able to take the partner zoo, that feels bad. But I don't know, $5 is pretty rad. And this university, I mean, it's going to be good if I get it. And, like, maybe I just don't need to upgrade association this game. Okay. He builds an aviary in, like, the same spot I was talking about. Fun. Yeah, so I play this Piggo, and the snake is in reputation range. Feels good. I Venom him, which is very well timed. I really like the timing of this Venom. Now, he couldn't play this because he didn't have any Australias. So he couldn't play it from the row. He could have got it from the row. He hated medical breakthrough, but like, I don't know, maybe he should have hated this snake because I feel like it ended up hurting him. But anyway, this isn't me being critical of his play. I don't know, it is, but it's not really the point. I want to be more critical of my play because I'm me. And he's obviously very good at the game. Yeah, so he takes expert in large animals from the display, which I was bummed about because I kind of wanted to play that. Like, that's just another sponsor card, and I know I'm going to get some value out of it. So I was sad about that. He did leave the Badger, though, which the Badger was good for me. Yeah, so I think I draw from the deck here, right? Yeah, and I'm very sad about this. This is yet another max 25 sponsor that just would have been fantastic for me. If I'd drawn it earlier. See, I discard one of the unplayable ones. I do draw a second monkey. I like that. He plays another sponsor card. Has so many sponsor cards. I remember struggling to find enough to play. See, I built something for my monkey. I thought for a really long time about what to do with this action. I think there's a lot of really reasonable lines to take here. I think playing Badger from the row, I already have this for it. I think just playing Badger from the row right here is fine. I think that it's not crazy to associate here. And I also think that building is fine. And what you do with your build is also really weird because, like, do you clever the sponsors? Now that I know I don't have any sponsors to play, which I end up doing, but like maybe I shouldn't do that. I do end up deciding. So I wanted to make sure I had enough money to. I could have built more here, and I decided not to. Because I wanted to at least be able to play this. I wanted to leave myself $7. I'd get 3 back from Expert on Predators, which is useful. But I wanted to leave myself enough to play the Badger, which I kind of like. But I still have enough to make this thing for the monkey next break. And then I can realistically play the monkey before I take primates too. I don't think I'm in any danger of that. So that's what I decide to do. And I do decide to clever the sponsors because I kind of like this break going on for a while because he's venomed. I don't want to give him an out. I want him to work to do it. And, you know, he just played this sponsor card. I'm going to make him pay the price for it, you know? So he has to X this action. I think he ends up Xing the other one too at some point this break. So I feel good about that. I play the Badger. And then I'm able to, yeah, this is a pretty cool thing. I'll just show it when it comes time. He X's this other thing. So yeah, I do a 3+2 association. I grab this to make my monkey cheaper. I get some rep, which gives me my last worker. And then plus the donate gets me up to here. And $10 is enough for me to play my monkey before the break, which is a really cool option to have. So just want to make sure I have lots of things to do while he's suffering from venom over here. But anyway, he passed 2 actions to free himself of that. He gets to hypnotize me. I don't know, maybe I would have wanted to trigger this break, but I don't know, he could do that to me. I don't freaking care. Like, but yeah, he check this out. He plays like 2 sponsors with my upgraded sponsors action by spending all these X tokens. That's so incredibly greedy. But yeah, he goes to special assignment and he focuses on large. And he actually in the chat was saying that he thought that he didn't like this play. I don't know. I thought it was pretty good. I don't know what his hand is, but you know, he had an aviary with like I think at least 2 birds to put in it, and you know enough space for 1 more big enclosure. So, I mean, giving up the ability to play small animals is kind of rough, but also you get to draw 1. Although he draws kind of a stinker here. I don't think he ever plays this. Grizzly bear. Do I get to see what this card is? No. Okay, great. So I think I play the monkey. And I boost the cards down because the break's coming, and I don't feel like I need to draw cards that I'm just going to discard. I didn't feel the need to do that. It increased the strength of both of these too. It threatens to associate before the break, which is pretty good. So I feel like I kind of force his hand to do this in a way by clevering the cards. And so I kind of like that play. Snaps that monkey. That monkey would have been great for me. I think he was just hating the monkey. Like, I really don't think he ever intended to play it. He certainly doesn't want to let me like get monkeys 5, so I get it. And then these 2 cards are fantastic for me, especially because I'm able to snap them. But this is exactly the kind of thing I need. Diversity Researcher is like I'm getting. I have enough to get the full points from this at the end, and I also am going to get a ton of money from it. And it lets me just build an aviary wherever I want, which kind of bails me out of this kiosk placement thing. So, you know, it's very, very good for me, and I end up getting it and playing it because I can just snap this stuff. The Croc ends up being super good here. Yeah, first I'll take Primates 2. I take 12 bucks. I have no regrets. I donate so that I can get this last uni, which feels pretty good. This is the first of my wasted reputation. But I don't know. I mean, that association getting me up to here to get me that money was really good. I think it also helped me get I don't know. Upgrading association did a lot of good things for me, so it's hard to compare. Yeah, I think he plays a couple of big birds here. Long-billed vulture is expensive, but fine. And yeah, he gets a bunch of tickets from that Waza thing. And then this guy. I play my Croc so I can get these 2 things, and then I'll sponsor them both with 1 action, which is great. It gets me up to 6. Sea Cape comes up. This is the first time I've seen a conservation project that is remotely playable. And releasing the Croc is fine because it gives me a size 5 enclosure back. So it is pretty attractive to me, but I don't know, maybe I should have snapped it. In any case, he's doing this. I play these sponsors. I get a buttload of money, and it's enough money to play Bald Eagle before break, which doesn't really matter, right? Why would I want to play that card right before the break? That's silly. But I mean, you're always tight on money, so I really like the idea of going for the money here. Now these 2 cards are unplayable, but this eagle, I remember when I drew this eagle, I was just so happy that he didn't have it because he has this aviary, right? And knowing that he's not going to have eagle shenanigans was very comforting to me. Also, you know, I can build an aviary now because of Diversity Researcher, and I mean, this is just crazy for me. This is so good. I remember doing a lot of calculations here, what it would take for me to get to 100 VP, and I didn't have it. And even after this, I didn't have it. And that's actually a big problem. It's a lot of why I lost this game, because I need to get to 100 points. At this point, I didn't have the cards available to me to get to 100 VP. And so it's hard for me to plan for the end of the game, which means it's hard for me to play my Eagles, but like, what else can I play beside the Eagles? I mean, maybe I can play some stuff from the row, but who knows what's going to be there. These 2 can't be played for me. I mean, I could get this partnership, but that's going to take some work and a lot of prep. And then, like, what's the hypnosis going to do? I don't know. It was a little sus. I also really wanted more tickets. So yeah, I just decided to build the aviary here. I don't know. Maybe I should have angled to build some smaller stuff and build the aviary later. I don't know. I hadn't really thought about that during the game. But also snapping the sea cave, I don't know. I felt like I need some more stuff. But if I wanted to commit to playing small stuff from the row, maybe I should have snapped this stupid sea cave. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. He triggers the break here. Discard some cards. Nothing inspiring comes up, and he hates the sea cave away from me. So, I'm just glad I have this aviary. Because releasing the croc from here would have allowed me to put the golden eagle in here and just build a size 4 for bald eagle, which, okay, whatever. But building the aviary was just easier. So yeah, here I am in this situation. I still don't have what I need to get to the end of the game. But I think it's time to play the Eagles. If I was going to win the game, it needed to be because I was ending the game on this 3-turn amalgamation. And there is a way I can play this, but I can't. There's no way I can do it with less appeal than him to actually get the hypnosis off, because it requires me getting a partner zoo with an association action, either by getting conservation project here and taking this, or just associating and getting the partner zoo before I can play this. So like there's no way for me to get the hypnosis here. I tried looking for lines to do that. But yeah, I play both eagles. I get 2 extra turns. This is something that is a minor mistake. I spend 3 X tokens to get the partner zoo this action. And that's because I knew I was getting some more X tokens. My plan was to, which is what I do, is to take the size 2 income, and with my 3rd action play this flamingo from the row. It gets me up to 97 points. And I didn't really have much of a plan to get to 100, but my plan was to sponsors for more money and then take a useless association action just to donate. And I'm like, oh, well, I can just take rep. I'll run into the wall, but I'm still allowed to do that. Turns out you're not allowed to do that. If you have 9 rep, even if there's no worker here and you have a worker, you can't take the action, which is annoying and not what I thought the rule was. But, I mean, obviously I shouldn't have spent the X tokens, because if I wanted to take that line, then I would have wanted to be able to get a partner zoo, right? So, this is the line I take. I mean, at this point, I think the game's over and I've lost, basically. I don't think there's anything I can do to win the game from here. So I think just getting as many points as I can and limping across the finish line and hoping he doesn't have enough gas to overtake me, which he does. Whatever. That's the way I'm gonna go. And this is the way the end of the game plays out. So I'll just show it. But a minor adjustment there would have maybe helped, but I don't think it ended up mattering all that much. I play the flamingo. I put this there. I've covered all of my business now. And nothing inspiring comes up. So now, like, what can I do to end the game? If I had played well, I could sponsors and then have enough money to take the last partner zoo and donate. Give him 3 more actions. Still would have lost in that case. Another option is to X cards, fish through the deck for a sponsor I can play that gives me 3 tickets or 3 VP somehow. I hated that idea. I didn't end up doing it. He plays some animals. He plays 2 large animals. He plays a big bird and he plays a big lizard of some kind. Yeah. And he gets a ton of tickets for this, just for playing animals. He needed to like not have 2 good large animals to play. And he did. Of course he did, right? So yeah, I use the X's to increase the sponsors. Now that I realize I couldn't do this thing and donate, it's like, oh, I need to draw cards now in order to get more points. And I figured if I'm going to draw cards, I might as well like have the ability to trigger the break when I take this action. So that's why I spent the X's to do this, just to get 2 more coffees. That way, you know, I get a size 2 enclosure, which I can use to maybe play something, at least this, or maybe something that I draw. So I do like that play. If he had decided, which I think he ends up doing this, you know, he plays this. I actually, if I had kept the X tokens, could have also done this and gotten 100 points. And now I can't. So that is a reason to keep the X tokens, but also, like, am I really going to play around that? I don't know. Seems like a losing play to me because he probably has another animal or something to play, but I don't know. I kind of like what I ended up doing there given the situation. But obviously, I should have just been better at the game and not put myself in this situation by like not spending them on the partner zoo. Like that just would have been better. I still would have lost, but that was because I didn't know the rules. I don't know even if I did know the rules. Anyway, I draw 3 absolute horrible cards, so it doesn't matter. I think if I'd drawn something good, it wouldn't have mattered. We'll just see the way this plays out. And I think I like do something very sad. I think I just do predator breeding, and he scores a buttload more points and wins. So yeah, a lot of things I think that I may have wanted to do differently, but like a lot of it, I'm just not sure. Just not sure. So opinions are welcome. You know, maybe if I'd done some of the better things, I could have won the game. It turns out that he kind of had a crappy final scoring card too. So yeah, I only end up losing this by 13 points, and that's after the idea that like, oh, I blew my load and I'm giving him a ton of actions to do whatever he wants to win the game. So I really feel like this one was close to being winnable, and I just messed it up. Anyway, leave a comment in the comment section. I'm interested to learn all the things I could have done better. I'm hoping to find things that I'm not seeing and get opinions on the things I did.